Very often we need to merge one file in another file. So to combine two files we use include or require. When we include a file in another file, these two act and perform like one file. Include and require has same meanings as these meant in our day-to-day English. Practical demonstration would be better to understand this phenomena. Let's do this. Here we have a very simple HTML page having HTML and CSS code in it. Here is head section and below here is body area. Within body section we have three divs. First one is having header section and below here is footer, and between two of these we have our content area having ID content. Above here in head section of HTML we have written some style. Now let's take a look at this page in our browser. So this is really a simple page just for demonstration purpose only. Three sections separately. Now we are going to break this page in parts and we'll make different files of this one page. Let's create our first file, that is header.php. I'm going to cut all the code which has the head section of HTML and portion of body which is going to repeat on each page of our site. Just assume div having ID header is also going with this code to our new file header.php. Just cut it off and go to our new page, and here first close PHP tag as we need to paste all HTML code here and paste that in here. This is header.php file and we'll use it in a moment. Now let's create another file and name it footer_file.php. This is the file which will contain all the footer section which will remain same for all of the pages of our site. Let's just cut it from here, and on the footer_file.php first close the PHP tags and paste all the code here, and that's it. In the index.html file, you know we cannot write PHP code as that wouldn't work. So let's rename it and change its extension from HTML to PHP, index.php. Now we have three files recently created: index.php, header.php and footer_file.php. As we broke the main file, let's check out index.php file in browser, and now you can see only content area is there. That's the middle div having ID content. Also, there is no styling or CSS at all. This is because we have removed head section which contains our CSS code along with first div having ID header. Now we are going to combine all of these three separate files again. Here we need to call the internal function include, and between parentheses and between quotes write the file name you want to include. As this file is in same directory where the index file is, so we are just going to type its name and that's it. Let's try this in our browser, and here you can see the styling's back, and this is body area which we have written in our header div is back. If we look at our source code, it's same like before as it was one file once. Everything is available now as one file: HTML head section, header div and content div, etc. Now we can do same action with our footer_file and include it too. Let's include it now. Open and close PHP tags and between these include footer_file.php. Let's go back to the browser, and here we go, our footer area is also back. Let's take a look at source code again, and you can see this file is now one complete file having all the sections. So this is the way we include files and make those a part of current file. One thing you need to keep in mind that define the exact path to the file you want to include. If you give a wrong path where file doesn't exist, you will get an error. Let's change the path for our header file a bit. This ... means look in directory one level up. Now check this out in the browser and you can see the error message. Here you can see that we have complete output except the header section. We have our middle section as well as footer and an error at the top. Now let's just change include to require and let's see what happens. Require header.php. You can see error message there, same as before, but below you can see no output. Content and footer areas are also missing. So this is only one big difference between include and require. Try to figure out which files you want to include and which you should require. All those files on which most of the page code depends, you must always require them. And for all those files which are not very necessary, and in some cases where you consider if those files wouldn't run somehow, the other code should work, use include. We mostly require database files as all the information we display on pages mostly come from databases. Now let's crack the path and go back to the browser, and you can see everything is fine. Now let's move our header and footer underscore file to another directory and name it as includes. Now go back to the browser without changing the path and check this out. You can see our script couldn't find the files here in day 8 directory and halts the script as we are requiring the files. As we have made another directory in the same directory where the index file resides, so let's type the name of directory and then file name. This will work now. And same action we need to take for footer underscore file as well. Let's fix that too. And here we go, our footer is back again. Now one thing more we want to do here, besides putting just the path and file name, we can define the exact path to this folder where this current file resides by using underscore underscore dir underscore underscore, and then define the path of the file we want to include. What this will do for us, the script will not take long to search the files we need to include. It would exactly know where the file is and will include that promptly. So dir defines the full path to the current directory, and we need just one slash before the file we already defined. Let's go back to our browser, refresh, and you can see no change here. Just remember of this slash here. Also, you can do this without these parentheses and can also put parentheses around this code like this. Let's do this for footer as well. Underscore underscore dir underscore underscore and path of the file. Also don't forget to include slash here. Let's just remove to check what happens if we don't put it. Refresh the browser and you can see file not found, error message again. So put the slash back and now it's working fine. Now we know how to include and require files and how we can require include any file anywhere we need.